Hi, I'm Jed Sims, and in this session I'm going to show you 5 ways the top value equation equips you to gain full control of your projects and their results. And this is important to getting the results you want out of projects. Now, you can only manage what you can measure, and the top value equation makes measurable several critical controls that increase the results and value you deliver. In a recent TV interview, the interviewer was skeptical that anyone could measure anything other than time and cost and possibly delivery of some functional specifications. I had to explain it was quite possible to establish clear, specific and measurable outcome statements, benefit statements, financial value quantification, change activities and outcome dependency roadmaps. However, too many projects rely on only measuring time, cost, and occasionally financial benefit quantifications. These dimensions do not give you control over the most critical element of any project investment, the business results and value. That's why you do projects. But what do we mean by being in control? Deming, the father of the quality movement, gave us a simple definition. A project is in control when the goals of the system can be predictably met better than 95% of the time. On this definition, projects are out of control. Can you honestly say that your projects predictably meet their goals, deliver their business outcomes and value better than 95% of the time? The best organizations in the world can say yes, but most others struggle to deliver more than 50% of the available value from their projects. They're just not in control. The value equation equips you with the controls necessary to effectively control your results and value. That's what's important. It gives you measurable change activities, measurable business outcomes, measurable business benefits, measurable and trackable financial benefits, and a measurable outcomes dependency roadmap. So let's go through each of these 5 elements, these 5 measures in turn. The business outcome statements are the core element, the core control element of the value equation. When you define your desired business outcomes in clear, specific, measurable terms, you can control their delivery. Ambiguous or vague objectives or goals or deliverables or capabilities are just totally inadequate. What you need is a business outcome like we accurately invoice all service calls within 24 hours of completion. Do we or don't we? Are they all accurate? Are they all within 24 hours? Are all of the service calls invoiced? These are quite clear. You can measure this. If you only issue 80% of invoices within 24 hours, then you have not met this outcome measure in full. And if you don't meet the outcome measure in full, at least some of the benefits will have been compromised, and this gives you control. You can now look at the benefits associated with this outcome and say, what impact does the fact that we're doing it within 2 weeks rather than 24 hours have on the benefits? This outcome is clear, specific, and measurable. It is measurable by a true-false question. Do we or don't we invoice all service calls within 24 hours? It's quite clear. You answer yes or no. There can be no dispute. What's important is that the business outcome can then be used to define the project's outcomes. What is the project going to be tasked to delivering? This is a subset of the business outcome. In this servicing example, the 24 hours was the business outcome, and the project was charged with delivering a subset, namely, we accurately invoice all service calls within 5 days of completion. Again, clear, specific, and measurable. Plans were then put in place in the business to subsequently reduce the invoicing days from 5 to 1 so as to achieve the win 24 hours outcome. Your primary measure of success, the achievement of the desired business outcomes, can therefore be redefined into clear, specific, measurable project measures of success, project outcomes. You can now easily measure and control if the project has fully delivered, in our example, with all invoicing within 5 days. If it hasn't, it's failed to meet its measure of success. It will also have made it hard, if not impossible, for the business to go on and achieve the 24-hour goal as well, a double loss. So, defining your desired business outcome statements makes clear what you want to achieve in measurable terms, and allows the successful delivery of both the project outcomes and the business outcomes to be easily tracked, controlled, and measured. And that may sound obvious, but you look at what most of your projects are currently targeting, and they will not meet these clear, specific, measurable, true, false question type criteria. They are essential for full control. When we look at the business benefits, one of the key aspects here is they need to be attached to the business outcome that will deliver them. That's what puts you in control of the value and value realization. From our servicing invoice example, the benefits included reduced working capital, tied up in receivables through fast issuance of invoices, eliminated disputed invoices written off, and eliminated serviceman time taken up justifying queried invoices. These can all be measured. Have we reduced capital? Have we eliminated disputed invoices? Have we eliminated invoice query response workload? The value of these benefits is captured separately, but first we need to know whether or not we've achieved them. With our project outcome of within 5 days, defined as a subset of the 24 hours business outcome, the elimination of both disputed invoices and query response workload benefits will be achieved in full. The delivery of the reduced working capital would need further work to achieve all of that value, but a lot of it can still be achieved with the initial 5 days goal. This is why it's important to keep the benefits and their value separate. The value of the working capital reduction to be achieved by the 5-day invoicing outcome will be less than that achieved by the 1-day invoicing outcome. 2 different values for the same benefit. By keeping them separate, you can track and measure them separately. Each benefit statement can also be measured. Have we reduced working capital? Yes or no? How much have we reduced working capital comes as the next measure. Now, just to comment that many methods treat outcomes and benefits as if they're the same thing, and in fact some actually say we treat them as synonymous and interchangeable. This is a mistake that reduces the control of your project investments considerably. You need to be able to measure the business end state, the outcome, then the delivery of the benefits, and then the delivery of the value. 3 distinct controls, 3 distinct sets of measures, 3 distinct measurement steps. And they're all essential to be in control. Now, while accountants love the financial aspects and the financial benefits, they usually mismanage them. The value equation equips you to ensure that you know at all times what the current value of each benefit is and what value is available at the time of realization. The financial value of the project and business outcomes benefits can be different, so the benefits and value need to be defined separately. What is critical with financial benefits is that they can change. They can legitimately change during the project. They are the least stable aspect of the value equation. External to the project changes, such as interest rate changes, price changes, exchange rate changes, business policy changes, organisational changes, these can all legitimately alter the bases and assumptions used in the quantification of the financial benefits. We call these bases value drivers. The value drivers used to compute the value of each financial benefit need to be clear, specific, and able to be tracked throughout the project and beyond, so you always know the actual current financial value available to be realized. This value can increase or decrease, but to be in control you need to know if it's changed, why, and by how much. Now, few projects or even benefits managers track the financial value of their benefits. This is sloppy and can be dangerous. In extreme circumstances, these changes to the benefit's financial value can, often concurrently with increases in the cost of delivery, result in the project becoming financially unviable and needing to be stopped. But you can only know this if you track, measure and control your financial benefits value and value drivers. The value equation moves the focus of the financial value from just justifying the cost of delivery, which is what most people see it as doing, to actually setting up the benefits to be tracked, controlled and measured as delivered. That's what's important. Now, all change activities must generate a measurable output. Many change plans talk of what needs to be done rather than defining the activities required and their outputs. For example, they'll say, service staff will need to be trained in the new invoicing system. This may be a requirement, but it's not an activity and it's not controllable. What you need is a series of activities that will effect the necessary change. And these can be structured. In this example, it's identify the number of staff to be trained, define the training program, deliver the training course, and adapt the training course for new hires. Importantly, each of these change activities produces a verifiable output. A list of staff to be trained, a training program definition, a rated delivery of the training course, and adapted training course materials for new hires. So it's critical that every change activity produces something tangible, something measurable. This is the only way you can control and measure progress, by verifying that each activity is 100% complete, the planned output exists, and to the quality required. Verified 100% completion of each change activity to plan and schedule is your only true measure of progress. If what was due last month wasn't 100% delivered, you're running late. Tracking, verifying and measuring the delivery of these outputs each month puts you in control of your project's progress and its successful delivery. The Outcomes Dependency Roadmaps put you in control of your decisions impacts. Projects and programs can be complex and therefore you need a mechanism for being able to assess and control the impacts of your decisions. This is the role of the Outcomes Dependency Roadmap, to put you in control of your decision impacts. Once the project's been approved, there are many decisions still to be made. Every decision should ensure the successful delivery of the desired business outcomes and their benefits and value. But you can't keep all this information in your head, so we provide you with a simple roadmap. The Outcomes Dependency Roadmap captures your project or program's outcome statements in a logical delivery sequence. It illustrates both graphically and narratively how each outcome contributes to others up and downstream. Now you can assess each decision in terms of both its impact on a specific outcome and its benefits, and all downstream outcomes and their benefits. You can eliminate decisions that destroy value, compromise some outcomes and increase the costs of delivery by using the roadmap as a decision control tool. Each of these critical controls is made possible through the effective definition of your value equation. You define your end states, your business outcomes, which can be measured with a yes-no validation, true or false. Your benefits, the realization of which can be measured, realized or not. The financial value, which can be tracked so you always know the current value of the financial benefit. The change or project activities, which can be measured in terms of 100% output to the required completion. And the interdependencies of your outcomes, where you can measure the up and downstream impacts. All clear, specific, and measurable. Increased control eliminates waste and increases value. That's what the value equation does. It really is that simple.